over the world, say where you'll find an island there, so lovely small, with nations free, with people French and Dutch, though talking English much, as they say Maarten in the sea. Oh, sweet St. Maarten land, so bright by beach and strand, with sailors on the sea and harbors free, where the chains of mountains gleam variously in sunlight sheen. Oh, I love that paradise, nature's beauty very nice. Oh, I love that paradise, nature's beauty very nice. How pretty between all green, flamboyant gleam of flowers red, by sunlight set, like cows and sheep and goats in meadows or on roads, like donkeys keen. Can't I forget? Oh, sweet St. Maarten land, so bright, my beach and strand, with sailors on the sea and harbors free, where the chains of mountains gleam variously in sunlight sheen. Oh, I love that paradise, nature's beauty very nice. Oh, I love that paradise, nature's beauty very nice. Oh, I love that paradise, nature's beauty very nice. Oh, I love that paradise, nature's beauty very nice, nature's beauty very nice, nature's beauty very nice.
And a happy St. Martin's Day, St. Maarten, to each and every one of you. Welcome to our program, St. Maarten in Retrospect, here this morning. And of course, we welcome you to a next edition of Celebration of Unity, One Island, One People, and we bring it to you all here together as one on St. Maarten in Retrospect. November 11th, 2023, it's the 64th anniversary celebration, and do we have a great program all lined up here for you. St. Maarten in the mood of celebration, and of course we have lots to expect. There's going to be lots of activities going on, things and places that you can go already. People making plans to go everywhere where there's some type of activities. Most of the activities is going to be at the Jocelyn Arnell Festival Village, but of course the festivities always starts off with the religious service, which we will bring you some little highlights where that service is going to be taking place here this morning. as we continue to celebrate St. Martin's Day all through the week. Some of the schools has been marching through the streets as they promote the idea behind unity itself. One island, one destination, one people, the celebration of St. Martin's Day, the 64th annual celebration. And we're proud and happy to be here and to be a part of it and to bring you it here, right here on St. Martin in Retrospect. Join us as we celebrate and walk down memory lane.
I love you, Lord, for your mercies never fail me. All my days I've been held in your hand. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, I will sing of the goodness of God. All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so, so good. Every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God.
You are close like no other. I've known you as a father. I've known you as a friend. And I have lived in the goodness of God. All my life you have been faithful. So good. Every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so good. Every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. Your goodness is running after me. Your goodness is running after me. With my life laid out, I surrender now. I give you everything. Your goodness is running after me. Your goodness is running after me. Your goodness is running after me. When my life laid out, I surrender now. I give you everything. Your goodness is running after me.
Now we're gonna declare, we're gonna say your goodness. See your goodness is running right after me. Jesus, 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 your goodness is running right after me. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus.
Your goodness is running right after me. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Your goodness is running right after me. Jesus, after me. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus.
Your goodness is running right after me. Jesus,
Jesus,
your
Jesus.
goodness is running, yeah, yeah.
Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Your goodness is running
Said
right
right
after
after me,
Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Your goodness is running right after me.
One more time.
Jesus, Jesus, your goodness is running right after me. Jesus, 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 your goodness is running right after me. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus.
Jesus, Jesus.
Jesus, Jesus.
Jesus, Jesus.
Jesus, Jesus. Jesus, Jesus. Jesus, Jesus.
St. Maarten in Retrospect will continue right after these words.
Safe Cargo Services is St. Martin's leading cargo handler. With years of experience in the cargo business, Safe Cargo's excellent reputation for efficiency and reliability has earned them the top spot for being the best in the cargo industry. For all your air and ocean freights, contact Safe Cargo Services. Ground Dove Road 1, Point Blanche, or at the Airport Cargo Building. Call 545-2952 or 542-3506 or email us at info@safe.sx. Safe Cargo, your friend in the cargo business.
You're watching St. Maarten in Retrospect, the 64th anniversary celebration of St. Martin's Day. A busy day all over the place here on the busy capital of Philipsburg, named after John Phillips, who was a Dutch commander, engineer here on St. Maarten back in the 1600s, who created Philipsburg, as a matter of fact. In the back of me, another historical site and monument, the St. Martin of Tours Roman Catholic Church, right in the back of me here. As planned of the activities for St. Martin's Day, there's always a religious service, and both sides of the island take time in hosting. This year, Dutch St. Martin is hosting, and the service is held at the St. Martin of Tours Roman Catholic Church, a growing Christian denomination here on the island of St. Martin. And that's where the service will be held. One of the significance about the church itself is the name that it has gotten, Martin of Tours, who was a soldier, became a priest, and later on a bishop. They also refer to him as Martin the Merciful.
Saint Martin of Tours was born in Severia, Pannonia in either the year 316 or 336 AD. Just before Martin was born, Christianity was legalized in the Roman Empire. Martin's parents were pagans, but at the age of 10, Martin chose to respond to the call of the gospel and become a Christian. At the age of 15, Martin was required to follow his father into the cavalry corps of the Roman military. As a young soldier, Martin encountered a beggar. The man was unclothed, and it was very cold. Martin removed his cloak, and with his sword he cut it in half. He gave this half to the beggar, and dressed himself in the remnant. That night, Martin had a vision in which Christ appeared to him. The vision spoke to him, "Martin, a mere catechumen, has clothed me." About the age of 20, Martin refused his pay prior to a battle, and announced he would not join in the combat. He became the first recognized conscientious objector in recorded history. Maarten was subsequently released from military service. He then traveled to Tours, where he began studying under Hilary of Poitiers. Maarten later returned to Italy, where he had a vision that compelled him to return to his mother in Pannonia. He did so, and led his own mother to faith in Jesus Christ. Following his teacher Hilary, Maarten returned to Tours. Hilary gave Maarten a small grant of land, where he and his disciples lived. Maarten established a monastery, which would be inhabited by the Benedictines. Established in the year 361, his abbey still remains to this day. In the year 371, he became the Bishop of Tours. As a bishop, Maarten established a system of parishes to manage his diocese. He made a point to visit each parish at least once per year. In addition to his appointed rounds, Maarten combated paganism, particularly the Druid religion. Maarten died in Gaul in the year 397. Saint Maarten is the patron of the poor, soldiers, conscientious objectors, tailors, and winemakers. His feast day is celebrated on November 11th. He commonly appears on horseback and is shown cutting his cloak in half with a sword.
Christopher Columbus, who on his voyage sighted St. Maarten on his way from Redunda, decided to name the island St. Maarten after Maarten of Tours. And besides the religious service, there's also lots of other activities, as we mentioned earlier, taking place. And some of the activities in the past used to include the boat race, the swimming race, but one of the most popular sport around the St. Maarten Day celebration is the Around the Island relay race. Very popular with runners and clubs from across the northern Caribbean islands come here together to take part in this fun-filled Around the Island relay race. Even seniors take part along with students. We bring you some highlights now of one of those events that culminates on the celebration of St. Maarten's Day.
Well, the route is the same as every year. We're starting here at Raoul Illich Stadium. There is a little change because of the roadworks being done on Welgelegen Road. So the runners actually have a slightly shorter first leg than usual, 500 meters shorter, but it is a bit steeper. And they'll be going to the right here, back towards the hospital, and then climbing Link 1 Phase 2, where the LU school is, and then going over Cahill to Colbay, where the second leg starts at Carrefour. From there, they're doing the causeway, passing the baton over by the frontier, by the border, and the next leg goes through Marigot, then we go Grand Caz, Orient, French Quarter, etc., coming right back through here via Philipsburg.
As I slept in my bed, I heard the voice of God in my head. He said, "Be still, my child, don't you fear. I have a message you should take somewhere." So I said, I will, so send me, Lord, I will go. I will, so send me, Lord, I will go. If you send me to Africa, I will go. To Asia and America, I will go. To Europe and Australia, I will go. In the cold hills of Alaska, I will go. So send me, I will, as you go with me. Take the gospel far and near. I'll gladly take it anywhere. I will go. Oh, sing, I will go. I will go. I will go. I will go. Anyway you send me, put your hands together. Will you go? See, I will go. Will you go? Say, I will go. Will you go? I will go. Will you go? I will go.
Here we are standing at the Captain Hodge Wharf in Phillipsburg. It's a very historical wharf here on the island of St. Martin. I'd like to tell you about that because fishermen used to come from all across the islands, all the way from Sint being gathered right here on this wharf and bring in all their fresh catches, and people would gather right here to pick up their fish for the day, their catch of the day. Phillipsburg, this is where all the activities is going to be taking place, and I'm sure that it's going to be a very, very, very busy day in St. Martin today as we celebrate our St. Martin's Day national holiday. And we like to welcome you here to our program, and of course our program has to do with also with the celebration of St. Martin's Day, but we just like to draw your attention to our historical Fort Amsterdam just in the back of me over there. The Fort Amsterdam has a whole lot of history behind it. That's where the Dutch, under the commander of Peter Stuyvesant, fought off the Spanish, trying to recapture back the island. You know, the island have changed hands for over 300 years, 300 times between the European powers. And over here, we're looking now at Fort Amsterdam, where also one of the first registrations of St. Martin also took place. Over there was also where a Dutch command post was set up, where they had telecommunications set up so they could, communicate during the World War back in those days. But Fort Amsterdam, the history behind it there is that the famous Peter Stuyvesant, in a fierce battle with the Spanish, lost one of his legs over there on Fort Amsterdam. They lost that battle. We can't say if they had recaptured back the island, but Peter Stuyvesant had to flee the island. Peter Stuyvesant, it is said, fled to the U.S., settled in New York, which was then called New Amsterdam. Later on, it became New York, and we go around now. That's where the people in America got the famous name as Peg Leg Pete. So that's a little bit of history about the fort, a very significant monument here on the island of St. Martin. Of course, there was a lot of archaeological discoveries over there. There was remnants of a Dutch soldier. His skeleton part and his jacket was found right over there at Fort Amsterdam. Also, little small cannons and skillets from guns and remnants and things like that, depicting those eras back in the days of the Spanish-Dutch War right here in St. Martin. In the back of me, way yonder, you can see a cruise ship in the background here, and normally on a November coming into December, we will expect to see a lot more of these cruise ships coming to the island as we go into the peak season, the holiday season, and perhaps maybe one of the reasons why, because our leaders then were thinking economically. So they were thinking if we organize St. Martin and put St. Martin on the map as a tourism destination, perhaps we can start to make some kind of economic benefits for the island. And that came about from this, the Port St. Martin. It's named after the late Honorable Dr. Claude Watty. Port St. Martin, another important establishment in the community of St. Martin. And you're watching St. Martin in Retrospect, the 64th anniversary celebration of St. Martin's Day. Stay with us as we continue our voyage down memory lane.
Safe Cargo Services is St. Martin's leading cargo handler. With years of experience in the cargo business, Safe Cargo's excellent reputation for efficiency and reliability has earned them the top spot for being the best in the cargo industry. For all your air and ocean freights, contact Safe Cargo Services. Ground Dove Road 1, Point Blanche, or at the Airport Cargo Building. Call 545-2952 or 542-3506, or email us at info@safe.sx. Safe Cargo, your friend in the cargo business.
Life is a journey full of connections. You're in safe hands, even when life starts too soon. You don't have to miss a single beat. When a bad hair day makes you sad, just sharing can bring you joy and more to come. They take the plunge, turn fear into faith, while you capture those beautiful moments. In the game of life, it's family that counts. They'll be there even when you lose. We all have our moments of reflection and hope. And when you feel you're losing everything in life, we're there, because there's more to come. When life starts too soon, you don't have to miss a single beat. We're here to connect you and share life. Telcel, when you want more.
Tonight's entertainment. I sing so the youths of today can know the things that we had yesterday, and they all now gone and gone. I shed tears, plenty tears, whenever I reminisce my childhood days and all my dreams of St. Maarten. Things has changed so rapidly, it seems. Our ancestral customs, historically, everything is now just history. So, oh, St. Maarten, sweet St. Maarten, where has your culture gone? Mr. Lamoni no longer play in Phillipsburg on a holiday. We don't dress in orange clothes for the Queen's birthday. We don't see no donkey race in town. We can't pick salt out of that pond. Where has our culture gone? I am asking you, where has our culture gone? We don't see no donkey race in town. We can't get salt progress, neglecting our customs, I guess. But we should do more to restore our cultural heritage like before. We should ask our elders to point out these spots to we, so we in turn can preserve our history. So, oh, St. Martin, sweet St. Martin, where has the culture gone? Mr. Lamoni no longer playing Phillipsburg on a holiday. We don't dress in orange clothes for the Queen's birthday. No more. We don't see no donkey race in town. We can't sort out the people. Where has the culture gone? I am asking you, where has the culture gone?
St. Martin is my home.
And I do but anything to make it known.
Think of it, dream of it.
In the morning, night, and noon.
St. Martin is sweet home.
And to it I'll give my life to keep on shining with the sunshine that comes out in the morning.
My fellow St. Martiners, both at home and abroad, today, as we come together to commemorate our 64th St. Martin Day, we embrace a time-honored tradition that is deeply rooted in the fabric of our nation. This celebration is a testament of our unity, the spirit of community, and the foundation upon which our home, our community, and our nation stand. We take the time to celebrate under the theme Jollification Season, building home, building community, building nation. Jollification Season embodies our collective heritage, a time to cherish our shared experience and the connections that bind us. It is about recognizing the efforts and sacrifices of those who labored to construct the foundation and pillars of our nation. As we partake in these joyous festivities, we also pay tribute to our forebears, those who toiled and dedication paved the way for the St. Martin we know today. The significance of this patriotic day is a moment to connect with friends and family. It is a time of seeing the strength in others to complement our strengths to work together for the greater good of this nation. A time to reinforce the bonds that unite us and the commitment to our common cause to nurture a thriving and sustainable community where no soul is left behind. Unity is in our DNA. Working together to build our homes and nurturing our communities are the cornerstones of our identity. They are the very essence of who we are. Our strength lies in our resolute oneness in vision, faith, and action, and in our ability to stand shoulder to shoulder in times of challenge, crisis, and strife, as well as in times of celebration, abundance, and success. Let us use this occasion to not only revel in our unique cultural heritage, but also to reflect on the responsibilities we bear towards one another and this nation. Let us remember that St. Maarten is our home, and it's not merely a physical space, but a collective space that we craft together, fostering a harmonious and inclusive society. A society where we teach and reach out to our brothers and sisters in need, where we share what we have with no thought of reciprocity, where we listen and share pearls of wisdom, teach the value of truth, and learn of our history, our culture, our nation. As we raise our voices in a clear remembrance of what we honor, let us honor these unsung heroes who contributed to the growth and prosperity of our land. We must draw inspiration from their efforts and continued work together, further enhancing our nation. Know who we are, know who we were, know who we can be together. May the St. Maarten Day, this St. Maarten Day, be a reminder of our resilience, our shared past, our present, and the promise of a prosperous future. Let us celebrate with gratitude and humility, standing proud as one community, recognizing the journey that brought us here and embracing the path that leads us forward as we, one by one, come together to build home, build community, build a nation. A blessed, safe, and happy 64th St. Maarten Day in unity and love to one and all. May God bless all of us here on St. Maarten.
Maarten in retrospect, as we celebrate our 65th anniversary of the St. Martin's Day celebration, which started way back in 1948. And when we think of the St. Martin's Day celebration, three names comes to mind. Mr. Clem LaBaker, the late Dr. Claude Watty, and the late Hubert Petit, who was instrumental in organizing this day for the people.
The first time it came up was in 1959, just after my election as mayor on the French side. At that time, it was the end of the colonial system on both sides of the island, and they had had elections before on the Dutch side that brought Ouattara in power. And a few years afterward, I took over the French side, changing the way it was administrated up to then. But it was a surprise for us all, for Ouattara and myself, to see the big reaction it had in the population. Everyone in the island, the Dutch and the French, participated in that election. All the cars was carrying the same flags and everything. And it was such a joy and such a happiness in the island that St. Maarten Day imposed itself to us. We realized that we had to do something for that celebration to continue.
Okay, so what gave you guys an idea? Where it came from? What made you guys decide, well, let's just organize a St. Martin's Day?
That's just what I said. It's the way the people react show us that it was one people. Mm-hmm. And that up to then, we had no time that the population would meet and unite to celebrate something. On the French side, we would celebrate the 14th of July, which was celebration of the Republic Fête, and on the Dutch side, it was the Queen's birthday. But nothing was given to us. And when the people come out, it was just to have a drink and to see the boat race. But their spirit was not there. But the day after the election, we realized that St. Maarten people needed a celebration for themselves, that they become someone and not just belonging to such a nation. We become, at that time, real St. Maarten people. Before that didn't exist.
So we've understood it was, at that time, three of you.
Yes, well, how it happened, after the election, a day or two after, we met on in the cafe on that side. I think it's an Orange Cafe.
The Orange Cafe, I believe. Yeah.
Yes, it was Mr. Watty, Clem, and myself. We met there and we discussed. So, like, I was freshly back from France, and in France, all the communes and the little villages has their fete, their celebration once a year. They celebrate in that all the population come out together. So that idea came to me, and I proposed it to Claude and to La Brigade. They agreed right away, and they proposed that it could be done on the 21st of March. And I was not so up for that date for two reasons. First of all, on the French side, it wasn't possible for us to give that day a national holiday. It was easier on the Dutch side. And then secondly, what most pushed me is that that day is the day that separates St. Maarten in two, between two nations, two colonial nations separate a little small island in two, and we're not going to celebrate that. You know, that wasn't celebrating St. Maarten. That was celebrating the victory and the takeover of the island. So I proposed that it should be done on St. Maarten Day, which is the
November 11th.
November 11th.
Why exactly November 11th? Because there's like...
They said there was nothing showing that time. It's at that date that Christopher Columbus passed from the island and gave the name of St. Maarten and so. But for me, on the French side, it was a national day. It helped me to impose on the government that celebration. But it was not something nice because we did it with so much success that it made the people in Guadeloupe and in France realize that we had that there. And the 11th of November was for the anciens combattants, we said, the soldiers that fought in the 1914 war. They didn't have no Dutch that fought at that time. It was honorary. But at that time, they sent down army and different things. And gradually, they take over the celebration of St. Maarten Day, and they change everything. We St. Maarten people that believe we had a day belonging to us. In reality, they took it back from us, and they celebrate every time it's a French side, they celebrate the 11th of November, a national day. So I feel now that that has passed. And the spirit that existed at that time does not exist anymore. At that time, it just had a small population, and we all were St. Maarten people. We knew all of each other, and we celebrate happy and go out, and so it was a success.
Okay, now we would like to give you this opportunity to raise.
Yes, I'm happy that you came. Permit me to recall all those good moments that we passed, and to say to the St. Maarten people to have a nice, happy, and joyful St. Martin's Day.
Take a walk with me as we take a look now at some of the information and established here on the plaque. It says 1648, 1948. If we have to calculate it and make it at today's time, 2023, it would be 385 years of commemorating unity and friendship between the people of Dutch and French St. Maarten. This border monument here was established November 11th, 1968 by then Lieutenant Governor Mr. Arou van Dellen, the Prefet of Guadeloupe, Mr. J. de la Planck, the Member of Legislative Government of Dutch St. Maarten, Mr. A.C. Watty, and of course from the French side, the then Mayor, the late Dr. Hubert Petit. So another plaque I would like to draw your attention to, which was placed here by the then Mayor General Councillor of French St. Maarten, Louis Constant Fleming, was this plaque here. And it talks about the convention of the Mont des Accords, the Treaty of Concordia, which we all tend to live by. And of course, it talks about 1648, the 300 years during which the world has witnessed the most extraordinary transformation in every field of human activity. This put here so it could remind the people of St. Maarten about the Concordia Treaty. And of course, another plaque that is placed here at the border monument talks about the Treaty of March 23rd. as we just saw there in the other plaque that we showed you before. The 23rd of March in the year of 1648 was agreed among Robert Louverlier and the governor of the French side of St. Martin on behalf of His very Christian Majesty and Martin Thomas, also governor of the said isle, on behalf of the Prince of Orange and the states of Holland, agreeing that the French will remain in the district where they will live at present and will inhabit the entire coast facing Anguilla. Much of the agreement also says for the same, the Dutch will remain possession of the 4th district and the land surrounding it to the south. But most importantly, that the people may travel free between both sides of the island and cooperate in business, cooperate with all kinds of activities whenever they sees and deems it necessary.
Not every fight does start with the lick of a drum and the pounding of foot on pavement. Some does start with a gentle whisper, like a cool breeze just blow past your ear and something inside of you does start stirring, quietly at first, a little irritation in your body like a pebble in your shoe. You're walking and keep forgetting, but slowly it starts to grate on you. You sit down and start to wonder, but what is they out here really doing? 'Tis that what it really mean? They decide our fate, our journeys, and how they should happen, when and where we coming and going, and something you know ain't feeling right, ain't sitting good inside your body. You continue to hear this whisper, a buzzing in your ear like a mosquito that won't just let you be, a nagging, a pulling, a tugging at your coattails. But when the people had first come out and take to the streets, you decided, I just go and stay here to the side because that problem don't really concern me. But then the whisper became louder, a steady thumping, a steady humming, a steady lick and roll of the drum, a rhythm that slowly picked up in your heart, in your soul, and you finally found and understood where it was coming from. The belly of your ancestors was rolling and groaning because they were upset. Wherever they were lying deep in this soil, they were looking and perturbed by what was going on. See, they understood that this nonsense that was happening was never a thing in their time, because they fought back hard and strong to make sure that we was always one. Because when one side get free, they make sure tell their brothers and sisters come over, because there ain't no bother for we. There was always unity here in these streets. And now somebody come from someplace, always a foreign man or woman in this case, to decide that what was normal, was what was right, what was good, what was a blessing to this land is a problem cause of a virus. Virus, they say, must stop at the border because cases rising. Oh yes, 'tis that they say. At first we went along because there was a health concern unification. But then they really decide they only stopping people from one side. 'Tis then we decided that maybe it's time we take back this land. It's time we take a stand. They always say that we passive, and I think they feel that mean they could do what they want with we. But some of us, our bellies just keep growling. We just hear the pounding in our heads constantly. So whenever it comes time to take foot and hit pavement, we just move fast, we just move strong. So on September 16th, we decided to finally roll out, to come out, to unite, to remember the call of the ancestors, to remember how they stood up, to remember how they were always there for each other, together, never seeing no border that did not exist. We decided for once and for all, we go and stand together to mobilize and act as one, unified. And although it took some of us a little longer to get there, we did, because we realized that this unique place we like to call Sweet St. Martin Land, this place we like to call home to many and for all who decide to set foot on this soil to love this island paradise. This was our land, entrusted to us by the ancestors who lie buried in its dust to protect what they had always fought for, freedom to roam this land as one island, one people, one destiny. And ain't nobody ever gonna come here and take that from we.
And welcome back to our program, St. Martin in Retrospect, as we celebrate our 64th anniversary here on St. Martin's Day, November 11th. And of course, lots of activities planned. To tell us more about it is our cultural head of the apartment and one of the persons behind and organizing our activities for St. Martin's Day, the Honorable Clara Reyes. How you doing?
I am wonderful. Thank you for such an illustrious introduction and such a grand title. If you know me, it's just Clara. Okay, so here goes. So St. Martin Day, the 64th annual, is as spectacular as always, whether it's French side or Dutch side, but certainly, we're hosting it this year. And the theme is called Jollification. Building home, building nation, building home, building community, and building nation. And that's a theme that we established with Country St. Martin Day, 10-10-10, because we wanted to link both Country St. Martin Day and Unity St. Martin Day. And the unity factor is reinforced by the collectivité and the government of St. Martin, both acknowledging the unity flag as that cultural symbol, which brings us back to the original birth of the vision for St. Martin Day by the founding fathers. So Dr. Petit, Dr. Claude Watty, I heard Dr. Choisy, and Mr. Lagbega. So those four illustrious founding fathers of our wonderful Sweet St. Martin land had this vision to find one day that celebrates the kinship, the unity factor, what makes St. Martin unique. And so November 11 was that day. So, and the title, Jollification, is drawing back from the tradition of building homes, like how we all came together. So the idea is to create and to maintain these wonderful cultural traditions that celebrate the history of us, we story, what makes St. Martin unique and strong and beautiful. So it will begin with the joyful bells ringing at 7:30 in the morning. The bells will ring to remind you of, again, old traditions that we used to do, followed by a church service at the Roman Catholic Church, followed by the official wreath-laying ceremony at the Border Monument in Bellevue, followed by a grand uniform parade starting at 9:30 in the morning. Wow. They will line up at the Long Wall Road facing the light. So then they're going to come around the corner onto the Walter A.J. Nisbet Road. So they're going to parade up the Walter Nisbet Road to the Festival Village. And then the salute will take place right in front of the Festival Village as we are here now. And they will go inside and there will be a drill presentation by 4 uniform groups. So we have, can't give the names yet because there's 3 youth groups and 1 adult group. They will do like drill formation. We get a chance to see some people do come out, and I hope you get to see the parade as well. And then followed by the official speeches and the official toast. And then we'll have right here cultural games. So the Festival Village is ground zero for everything that's happening for St. Martin Day, the cultural games, the drill, and then at 2 p.m., starting at the Emilia Wilson Park, we have the annual St. Martin National Culture Day Parade created by Yume Dormoy. And from the last report, I heard we have like over 30 groups that have signed up. It's growing. And they will be marching from Emilia Wilson Park on L.B. Scott Road, come down the Bush Road, again onto the Walter A.J. Nisbet Road. And we'll have, as they march in, each troop will get a moment on stage to showcase their fineries. And they'll be backed by the Next Level Band. And then we have different dancers and performers and bands playing until midnight and DJs. So that's the day from 8 a.m., from 7:30 until midnight.
So you heard it, folks, all the activities planned for November 11th in Martin's Day from Clara Reyes, one of the organizers and the director of the culture department here of St. Martin. Anything else you'd like to tell us about November 11th?
Oh, November 11th is a day for us to celebrate, but also reflect on the thing that makes us powerful, the unity. And, we have realities of our political infrastructure, but superseding all of that is that unity factor of St. Martin-ness. We story, we people, no matter what. Ruby Butte has an amazing poem. She said, let the flags fly high, let the flags fly low. As they come, so they'll go. Hold hands together and prove to the world that one St. Martin people, forever we will be. And I think that's a very powerful poem because it reminds us what makes us so unique.
And what makes us so unique is all what you just, illustrated there from that poem from
Miss Ruby Butte.
Miss Ruby Butte. We thank you for joining us here on the program for St. Martin in Retrospect. Much success to you. And we invite you one more time the folks to come up and, be a part of the 64th annual St. Martin's Day celebration. Any final words?
Yes, I want to commend you for your consistency and your continuity and your love for St. Martin to create a program that captures the story, because at the end of the day, we do all these amazing things, but we need to also tandem as we create, record, so that people have an idea that the history of St. Martin is been around for a long time. And you're one of the persons that have been a pioneer in documenting this history of our story. So thank you, Mr. Elton.
Thank
we
you
go
for
way
your
back.
blessings. Happy St. Martin's Day, y'all.
Happy, blessed, Unity St. Martin Day.
Master Blaster! Remember this one? Just like that. To all those presents. Check this one here. Early one morning, I saw some people gathering. So I stepped a little closer to see what was happening. As I approached the scene, I saw someone acting mean. I want to tell the other who can do it better. Still stealing the show everywhere we go. Cause when told man come down, see them people shouting their wild. You said shut violent. Cause when told man come down, everybody jumping their wild. You said shut violent. People watch out behind the rolling toad man. Those man want to mash up the place, don't press up and we give it the best. Cause when we play, we cause enough confusion. Cisco want to fuck up for them, Ray want to lay up for them. Post mouth, passe, they say they really love we. Oh, this one to skin up for them, Louis want to mash up for them. Cause what we got is chance and plenty rhythm. Those man, are we? Don't she passe, work your body. Melody is passe, work your body. Up, down, passe, work your body. Same beat and passe, work your body. You put your left hand, right hand, two hands in the air. Just work that body. Just work that body. You put your left hand, right hand, two hands in the air. Just work that body. Just work that body. Mash up the rest. Why are you? Mr. Cox. You big.
All right, St. Martin in Retrospect, celebrating St. Martin's Day, our 64th anniversary celebration, and it's being held over on the Dutch side, and we've been up and down in Phillipsburg, discovering all kinds of things, and we have to hit a break. We had to hit a break for a coconut water break, as one of our favorite radio personalities on the island used to say. We're taking a break for a coconut water, but I think he used to say a coffee break, and sometimes he always used to say a coconut break, but it's always a good time for a coconut break. And sometimes when you're hanging out right here on the beach, you can get your fresh coconut water. Good for your daughter. You're watching St. Martin in Retrospect right here on St. Martin's Day. Stay with us, don't go away.
Safe Cargo Services is St. Martin's leading cargo handler. With years of experience in the cargo business, Safe Cargo's excellent reputation for efficiency and reliability has earned them the top spot for being the best in the cargo industry. For all your air and ocean freights, contact Safe Cargo Services. Ground Dove Road 1, Point Blanche, or at the Airport Cargo Building. Call 545-2952 or 542-3506, or email us at info@safe.sx. Safe Cargo, your friend in the cargo business.
St. Martin in retrospect, as we celebrate St. Martin's Day, we're here at Festival Village, where the activities for St. Martin's Day celebration will be taking place later this evening. A host of activities with entertainment. This morning there's going to be cultural activities, and well, this is going to be the place to be for today. And we invite each and every one of you to come out and celebrate and be a part of this jollification. In the meantime, between time, here in St. Martin in retrospect, we present you with some local entertainment for your pleasure.
lay down to relax. Into she mouth she put the sack. Out who she start to blow. I had no right to tell her no. And we read no soft. Like go me broken saxophone. Saxophone. Leave my sax alone. Saxophone. You're blowing it out the throat. Saxophone. You can't make the note. Saxophone to hear your harm your throat. Saxophone. Won't you leave my sax alone? Saxophone. And you're blowing it out the throat. Saxophone. You can't make the note. Saxophone to hear your harm your throat. Oh, leave my sax alone. Saxophone. You're blowing it out the throat. Saxophone. You can't make the note. Saxophone to hear your harm your throat. Saxophone. Leave my sax alone. Saxophone. Blowing it out the throat. Saxophone. You can't make the note. Saxophone to hear your harm your throat.
I am Carlson Velasquez, Bernardo Velasquez, and I was born in Aruba, in San Nicolas, Aruba, on the 2nd day of July 1937. And I came here, my mother brought me here on a steamship called the Baralt when I was 6 months old. So I don't know if you would want to call me a St. Martin, but I feel like one. The same boat, Baralt, only used to come to St. Martin twice a year, every 6 months. And people were very poor. But we had a lot of food, but not no luxury and all that. And on the Baralt, sometimes they would bring American apples. And people were so poor. My mother had 6 of us, and she had to slice one apple between the 6 of us. She couldn't afford anything different. So it was like that, but we had abundance of fish and meat from the hills, and chickens in the yard, and everybody used to plant a little plantation. Even in town, every yard nearly was a plantation. They had peas, potatoes, plums, you name it, all, even wine grapes. I used to plant my mother's yard out for her. I had pomegranate, I had, you name it, black-eyed peas, pigeon peas, Banavis peas, and potato, sugar cane. We used to plant everything, papaya, soursop, sugar apples, yes. And they used to catch the shrimp from the fresh pond just about nearly every night, and they would sell them what we call 10 cents for a saucer, which means a 25-cent piece, because we used to call a 2.5-cent piece a cent. So 10 of those, 10 placards like in Kilo, so we call that 10 cents.
So can you reflect on hurricanes of back in the day, or any like World War II? We're telling us about World War II.
Yeah, I was born just before World War II. And I remember having to go down when I was about 5 years old. My brother Tony and myself, he was even younger. But children in those days were more advanced than the children of today. We had work to do. We had to work. You couldn't play all day like that. No, you had chores to do. So we had to go by Abercanagito or the Orania Cafe, like 3 times a week to collect ration with a green card and I think it was a red card. Ration means that maybe 2 pounds of flour and a pound of sugar and that's all. But our mechanic Gito knew my mother and them well, so he used to give us overs. So we really didn't pass through a real ration. And Anguilla used to help St. Martin, and Sable.
So,
I don't know where Anguilla was getting their stuff from.
so this was during the World War II period.
Yes. Yeah.
And so what other big calamity that did St. Martin experience when you was a child, and how did we survive it?
Well, we had many hurricanes.
What can you tell me about them?
I could remember a big one in 1950. They didn't use the name hurricanes at the time. And then they had one in 1955 on the 2nd day of January. On a Sunday, it hit St. Martin about 1:30, and I was on the Blue Peter deck when she went aground in Ishapon. And I was the only one on her deck when she came afloat, because I took her off single-handedly with God angels that helped me. My stepfather worked on that boat about 2.5 months with about a crowd of men. And I keep telling myself, but the more weight they put on this boat, the harder ground she will become. But he couldn't see it that way. And then when they gave her up as lost, I went over, and in 5 days I had Blue Peter afloat, me alone. And I asked God to let his angels help me, because there's no way I could pull that boat by my own self. So I know I had help from the heavens.
You also talked about the hurricanes. What did it do to St. Martin? Do you remember what the island looked like, and how did we rebuild after that?
Yeah, it distressed St. Martin very much. In those days, we only had mostly wooden houses and things like that. And it's funny that those wooden houses used to stand up to hurricanes better than the ones today. And then in 1960, we had Hurricane Donna. Well, Donna was like equally powerful or even more powerful than Hurricane Luis. But it didn't last that long. That struck at like 10 o'clock at night. I remember living in a house in Sucker Garden by my own self. And it just was a 2-room house. Didn't even have steel, concrete steel, ring beam or nothing. In fact, over the doors was crack, threatening to come down. And I had the government pickup. I used to drive for the agriculture department. And I had a government pickup. And during the lull, I got out, get in a pickup and park it behind the house, so that when the wind hit from the south, the pickup would help support it, because it was rocking. And you know, during that lull, I claimed my rifle and took it to Sun and put it in my suitcase. And I remember hearing on the radio from Puerto Rico, now I don't know if they were telling the truth or what, but they said the center is now over the island of St. Martin, and it had just close to the center was sustained miles of 225 miles per hour. It was a very powerful storm. So I don't know if it ever did reach that power, but they said that, so maybe it was a mistake if it's not true. So I'm not lying, I'm only telling you what I heard.
And how did you feel, we St. Martiners? How did we describe how the St. Martin people work together to build back up after that?
Well, in those days, people used to help each other. They call it jollification. You would come help me build my house, and then when you get material, we all come and help you build yours. Nobody charge each other. And after Hurricane Donna, my bed was soaking wet, because that house, I slept in it 2 years without windows or doors. And I used to pay Mr. Henson $5 a month for it, which was like $500 now. Yeah. And I had to sleep on my gate. I had a nice big gate, and I brought it in, and I slept on the gate, just put some rags on it and slept on that for like a week until the mattress dried out.
A St. Martin soak. She walks to the ocean for a dip, because the beach is just one of those things. The sand fidgets beneath the sole of her pounding feet. A fan of foam discovers her toes and pulls back abruptly. The first warning she'll ignore. The returning wave cuffs her feet and begins to swallow her, syncing her pulse to its ancient rhythms. Slowly erasing her existence. Her thighs, her hips, she plunges forward into it, even though watery ancestral hands push her back to shore. The ocean knows and coats her like a second skin. She has bought her offering, her head full up to the brim. She's just tired. Tired of struggling. Her mind, her heart, a legion of suffocating losses. Today's her one day off. She is standing up in this wet truce. The choppy inhale of bobbing waves doesn't bother her. Until, in the unseen, she feels the sand give way. She is skidding down a grainy slope. Her arms lash the surface like a spinning propeller, frantic. She shakes her head to avoid the water's death kiss. Then, what feels like a crashing wave forces her body below the surface. Her chest squeezes, and the ocean takes inventory. I want to scream. Do you not know what you're made of? With the placenta of my words, her body jolts, and she pushes up through the deplorable Atlantic cruise, through the flattening of many roofs, through the life-snatching diseases and plagues, salt washing her wounds. She walks away from the ocean. The afterbirth of waves rushes out.
Rumba mami rumba, rumba papi rumba. Rumba mami rumba, rumba papi rumba. Ay. Aquí, allá. Agusa, agusa, agusa. They need medicine from a rumba song. The more we've been waiting for it so long, it giving me so much pain and problems. It's like something burning in the system, boy. It's rumba fever, spreading all over, from Colombia to Venezuela. It's rumba fever, spreading all over, from Santo Domingo to Puerto Rico. St. Martin rumba, sweet like sugar. St. Martin rumba, dulce azúcar. St. Martin rumba, sweet like sugar. St. Martin rumba, tienes azúcar. Ay mami, mueve la mami, la cintura mami, ay. Rumba mami rumba, rumba papi rumba. Everybody now dancing away. The rumba. Dancing up to the soca merengue. The rumba. This music is really sweet and jumpy. It have the DJs rocking the party. It's rumba fever, spreading all over, from Colombia to Venezuela. It's rumba fever, spreading all over, from Santo Domingo to Puerto Rico. St. Martin rumba,
For the love of St. Martin, I'm talking to you. Every man, woman, and child must make up their mind. For the betterment of our country, we must shoulder responsibility and pull our weight before it's too late. For the love of St. Martin, I'm talking to you. We must each decide what it is that we can do. For the love of our sweet island, it all starts with you. Adults on St. Martin, working 10-hour days. Children left to raise themselves. St. Martin cannot be about sex and hustle only. Yes, I go and say it. And who vex, they vex. What's next? Yes, look to the past, but the future's ours to forge. And lay a foundation for generations to come. We all working hard but cannot disregard the old age adage. It takes a village. For the love of St. Martin, I'm talking to you. Every man, woman, and child must make up their mind. For the betterment of our country, we must shoulder responsibility and pull our weight before it's too late. For the love of St. Martin, I'm talking to you. We must each decide what it is that we can do. For the love of our sweet island, it all starts with you. Too much ship jumping in sweet St. Martin. Our leadership acting like Parliament is a bullpen. With families and friends in bed with big businessmen who standing ready to sell out our island. Whatever your party's, you too sweet, Suaniga. You must be true, my dear parliamentarians. We feeling battered, so you best remember, not just campaign time. It's when St. Martin lives matter. For the love of St. Martin, I'm talking to you. Every man, woman, and child must make up their mind. For the betterment of our country, we must shoulder responsibility and pull our weight before it's too late. For the love of St. Martin, I'm talking to you. We must each decide what it is that we can
And you're watching St. Martin in Retrospect as we celebrate St. Martin's Day, as we take you down memory lane and bring you lots of history about the celebration of St. Martin here at the St. Martin National Heritage Foundation and Museum. You can find a whole lot of information and history about St. Martin. We are about now to bring you some information about the first inhabitants of St. Martin, and they were the Arawaks. Here at the St. Martin Museum, you can see a lot of artifacts from Amerindian utensils and craft dating back from the 1900s to the 1960s. As you can see, these are some of them perhaps not necessarily really discovered on the island, but also some of them brought into the island. Here we're looking at a replica of what we called a replica of the Arawak pots. Now the Arawaks were very friendly Indians, and they came to the island. They like to settle around water, pond, because they harvest a lot. And back in 1987, one of the oldest Indian villages on the island was discovered near Grand Cas. Back in 1987, an area now named Hope Estate. This site showed traces of habitation dating back from 550 BC to 600 AD. In the post-Sadoid period, Indian settlements were established closer to seashore. Three important settlements on St. Martin were found at Red Bay. There was also at Kupakoy and also at Great Bay. There's also been a discovery at the Maho Caves, and we had the opportunity to speak with one of the holders and bearers of that particular figurine, Mr. Tommy Peterson.
Well, actually, I got them from my brother. He got them when he worked over there as a helper. He was working, and they were ready to put the dynamite down in a cave. It was a cave there. He went down into the cave, him and another guy. And they saw these things. It was like a pool, like a pristine pool, and almost like a table. And these figurines were like attached to the walls. And he heard the bulldozer coming. He actually knocked them off the wall. That's why they're kind of broken here a bit. And this one, actually, the neck got broken. But he stuck it back with whatever he did with it, and he stuck it back. And he came out. When he came out, his spring was up on the top, and there was like a big cave. When he went in, it was pretty small, but the inside was really big, and it looked like a place of worship or whatever. And it was much more of these. But he got just two of them. And when they came up, and maybe like 20 minutes after, they dynamited the cave, and the cave got closed in, and that was the end of that. He had them for many years. And at the time he was building his house, and somebody offered him some money for them. But he came to me. He said, "No, I don't." Dad always said, "Did I stay in the family?" So, I can't even remember how much I paid him for it, but it was much less than what he could have gotten for them. So we kept them in the family, and I was like 18 or 19 at the time. I'm 62 now, so you do the math for how long I had them, and I had them in the family since then. We had people who came and tested them, and they were the original stuff. And actually, I also had a gentleman who did copies of them. So there are copies in the museum. And I think he made some copies and stuff, and he sent some to Holland and everywhere else. And there are some copies in the museum right now, but these are the original ones, and that's what it is.
Very heavy. These are very heavy.
Yeah, they're solid. I think they're made from limestone. This one is a different color, but I guess they're limestone. And this one, I don't know the significance of it. It's two faces.
Yeah, let me take a look at this one here, because it has a face. As if you can see it, good viewers, it's two face. You can see the eyes and the mouth expression, the nose, and etc. like that. And I was wondering exactly why they would do it like that, or why they did that. And here on the other side, if we turn it, we can see also another facial expression on this piece of limestone sculpture. 400 to Almost 1100. Can you imagine how many years that was?
You're holding that in your hand, you know. So.
Oh man, it feels good to be holding this in my hand. I wanted to do this for so long.
Well, it became like part of my family, you know. I don't let them out the house.
No. And this one here?
It's like a crawling baby or something.
It looks like, yeah. We would really have to get a professional to tell us more about this, because this is quite a collection that you actually have here, Tommy. I must say. Anything else you can tell us about this piece of limestone sculpture that we're looking at here?
Well, that's about it. That's about the story about it, you know. So, like I had them since I was like 18 or 19, so I had them for a very long time. And a lot of people looked at them and offered some money for them, but I wasn't willing to do anything with them right now.
Well, I tell you, they must maybe could worth a lot of money, but
they probably would, you know. But you know, the right person, and I'll never say never sell them the right price, you know. Maybe you well do it.
Wow. Okay, we get a commission on that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you put them on a year, so you know you should get a commission, right?
No, but these should not be for sale.
No,
these should stay
in the archives. You know, I even had an idea that they came from the Maho caves, that I would talk to my boss and say, yeah, you want them to put them over in your place, but have them secured in like in a glass cage, and say, well, this is where they came from, and stuff like that.
We have a picture. We don't know if maybe we could be able to show that on the camera. Now, this is the map of St. Martin, a little sketch of St. Martin. Now, you would see over here, it's where the Maho Cave is. Right here, can we get it good? Right over here, it's where the Maho Cave is. So this is exactly the area where these red-seated sculptures, they call it, anthropomorphic figures were found. Wow.
Well, unfortunately, I think at the time, the contractor was Mr.
Albert
Fleming, and he contacted the authorities here, because when you find stuff like that, you have to stop building. But they never did anything. Actually, it was so long, I guess they didn't.
Yeah.
They never acted on it, so they continued and they blew the hole up. And my brother, for one, I got it from him. It's covered. It's like, I think they made it like even a septic or whatever, and it's covered. So you cannot get to it. It's under the building right now. It's under the main building.
And this is the real thing, Tommy. This is the real thing, because we know that someone made some little copies.
Well, no, yeah, a gentleman by the name of Mr. Lee. He was a sculptor, and at the time, my wife knew him. She asked if you can borrow them, and he borrowed them, and he brought them back to Wild Greasy, and I was all mad about it, so he cleaned them back up. But I know he made copies. My ex-wife has 2 of them copies, and the museum has like 2 copies. And he made smaller ones also from silver and another material or whatever it was, and they were sent to Holland or whatever. And so there are copies of them around, but these are the originals.
Another part of the history of St. Martin was the slavery, and much of the slavery time on St. Martin, you can get a lot of it here at the National Museum, but much about the slavery on St. Martin's is limited compared to the large islands of the Dutch and French territories. The information that we do have is that slavery can give an idea of the condition of slavery on the island, and they were written by travelers who were sent by a mother country to document the condition of the colonies and report back. At the time in writing there were no first-hand written accounts by a slave, and there's little information that is published about actually slavery here on St. Martin. But it was a fact, as we know, about the Diamond Run and the killing of many slaves that ran over to the French side for freedom. And we had a whole lot of plantations here on the island of St. Martin, and this is actually where they all worked and lived. About 18 plantations. I'll just step across here so I can let you know about the Belvedere plantation. The Belvedere plantation was one of the oldest, largest plantations on the Dutch side. It was the result of 2 sugar estates that merged, and those estates were Belvedere Estate and around by Bishop Hill. Several other plantations on the island included the Ebenezer Plantation, Mary's Fancies, Betty's Plantation, Industry Plantation, Retreat Estate Plantation, Golden Rock, which is located in the back of Emilio Wilson over there, and Bethlehem Plantation. That's a whole lot, about 18 plantations that we actually had here on the island of St. Martin, showing some significance. There was slavery being, operated here on St. Martin. And it came at a time also when it was coming to the end of slavery. Much of the slavery heard about freedom being offered to them on the French side of the island. So what they decided was to do, to run to the French side where they could be free.
Morning, Dr. J. Here's your spirits.
Good morning, Sergio. Oh, some sweet spirits on such a beautiful day. That's a fine thing. Thank you very much.
Welcome, Dr. J. So I've been meaning to ask you, I've seen these ruins around a lot lately. What do they really mean?
Well, these ruins here, this is an old plantation called Golden Rock. And Golden Rock was a sugar plantation. They would have a factory, they had a main house, they had an area where they would grow cane and then crush the cane. So it was for sugar production.
Oh, nice. But who worked here? Like, where did they live?
Well, the main house was lived in by Dr. Dumont and his family, but the real population of people who really inhabited this plantation, like all plantations, were the African descendants, the people that had been enslaved in Africa and brought over to work on the plantations as labor.
Well, how long has this been going on for? Like, when did it start?
Well, this plantation is one of the older ones on the island of St. Martin, because the old Great Cul-de-sac Valley is where the very first European settlements were established. That's why there's so many plantations all along the valley here in the Great Cul-de-sac. But many of these plantations, most were sugar, some were other products with indigo and even things like tobacco and cotton. But this plantation was early, probably around the 1680s into the 1730s.
Well, when the African descent wanted to rebel?
Well, yes, that's a very good point, and they did. And there were Africans who would fight back against the colonial system of slavery and the humiliation of slavery. But they had pride and they had dignity and they fought back. As a matter of fact, Sergio, this particular plantation of Golden Rock, we have seen from some old records and from legend that there was one particular young woman. Her name was Luque, and she refused to submit to the domination of these colonial authorities. So she would repeatedly escape and run away, and then escape again and run away, each time getting caught and brought back. But you know what? She was so confident, so strong, she kept running away. Now, at some point, the colonial authorities said, if you try it again, if you run away one more time, we're going to cut off one of your breasts. Indeed. Now that was a serious threat. But Luque had such confidence in herself and such a desire for freedom that she ran away one more time. And you know what? They did catch her, and they did cut off her breast, which is a horrible thing. But you know what? She has ever since been a symbol of that African descendant resistance to the colonial system, and she's always been referred to since as One Tete Loke.
Quite a funny name, Dr. J.
Well, it is. It's a sad case that she had to suffer the pain, but it's a proud case that she was able to stand up and fight against the colonial authority. Now, another thing about these ruins that is quite interesting and many folks don't understand is that we've been having them through time. But during the period when emancipation of the Africans. They fought and they resisted enslavement. And during the period, there was something called emancipation. Emancipation is when they set the Africans free. But here on Saint Martin, we have a very unique situation. The French abolished slavery in 1848, but the Dutch didn't abolish slavery until 1863. Now that means there was a number of years there when all an enslaved African had to do was run from their plantation over those hills, get to the French side and be free. But many did. There was, as a matter of fact, within months of the emancipation on the French side, at Diamond Run, at the Diamond Estate, a whole group of Africans tried and ran. The problem was there was no work. There was no labor on the French side for them, and many of them actually had to return and come back to the system. Fortunately, in 1863, emancipation was brought to the Dutch islands as well. And I'm very proud because there are many abolitionists who fought very hard to make emancipation a possibility. And one of them is a man who I greatly admire. He's from those American colonies up there. And his name was Frederick Douglass. And Frederick Douglass was one of the most profound abolitionists that we had at our times. And he had a saying, and the saying was this, that it's easier to build strong children than it is to repair broken men. So you understand what that means? Yep. All those who had come out of emancipation, they had some scars, both physical and emotional. But when we focus on our young folk, such as yourself, when we focus on building strong, new, young generation, it's better, it's stronger than if we try to just only fix people who have emotional or physical handicaps that have held them back. So what we're looking for now is that new generation. Come on, let's talk and look some more of these ruins over here. I'm going to take these spirits because this was such a fine thing. You know, that's one of the byproducts of these plantations as well, too.
Good morning, Dr. J.
Well, good morning, Georgia.
Good morning to you, young fella.
Good morning, Georgia.
How's it going?
Very good. And how are you this fine day?
Wonderful. It's nice weather we're having.
It's so beautiful. It's so fine to be living here on St. Martin.
Oh, wonderful. Dr. J, I've seen these walls around here, and they're called them slave walls. Is there a reason why?
Very good question, Georgia. These walls are indeed originally made by the enslaved Africans, but actually the name slave walls is not 100% correct because after slavery ended with emancipation, they were still making the walls. And not only persons of African descent, but also persons of European descent made these walls. As a matter of fact, there's a group over in St. Bart's, they're called Cha-Cha Balahus, and they would also make these walls, but they were of European descent. So the name slave wall is not 100% correct, but it does represent those early days when the enslaved Africans were building them. Now, when you look at the technique, they don't use any cement or mortar in these walls. They stack them just right so that they stand. And you know where they got the stones from?
Where?
The stones were when they would clear the fields for sugarcane or for pasture land, and they would gather up all the stones to clear the field and stack them along the boundary lines.
Oh, wonderful work.
Thank you, dear. I think they're really remarkable. And they are a proud symbol of our heritage. They're a proud symbol of the hard work that our African descendants toiled in the sun to endure. And they still remain to today as symbols of our heritage and pride.
Well, I'm proud of them.
Well, good. Excellent. You should be.
Yes, you are.
But yeah, Dr. J, I forgot. There's a parade by Longwall Bridge.
There is indeed. I think I heard about that.
Me too.
They were going to have banners and marching and some bands.
Big festival.
Oh, well, why don't we go down and have a look?
Well, shall we?
I think we should. Let's take these spirits with us because spirits always give us a little enjoyment while at a parade.
Why, Dr. J, what about these old ruins I see here?
Well, now, these old ruins are part of our history and our heritage here on St. Martin. This is part of the old main house that was here at the plantation. This is where the Europeans would have resided. But you know what? These old stones and mortar, they're also old remains of our heritage. But if you look close here, you see the tree is reclaiming? Well, St. Martin's nature is also quite strong, and it's reclaiming itself. With these old ruins, a lot of times we look at them and we think, you know, that was the folk on this island of older times. Sometimes when we see them, we can feel and remember those times, both the good and the bad, because the African descendants didn't have it so good. And we are really happy that eventually emancipation came. But for us to remember our heritage, these old ruins, actually they have to be preserved sometimes too, so we can remember. But nature's gonna keep claiming her soil, so we can feel proud of that.
All right, Dr. Cherry, we don't want to miss that parade. I want some like that sugar.
Oh, that sugar cane is gonna be sweet for sure.
St. Martin in retrospect, celebrating St. Martin's Day and through the eyes of our history, our culture. And you remember during the opening of the program, we spoke to you about Fort Amsterdam, how significant and important Fort Amsterdam was and is in the history of St. Martin. Well, here you can find and you can see some artifacts from Fort Amsterdam that was found over there. Many, I'm sure, who was actually just walking around this place didn't exactly know exactly what they were actually stumbling on. Here is the officer we told you about that was discovered by a group of archaeologists visiting the island. It was dug up just behind the fort, and over here the buttons that they saved from his uniform, and all these artifacts is actually from Fort Amsterdam. This pipe made from red brick by Spanish soldiers on Fort Amsterdam, dating way back 1633 to 1648. We have bottle fragments. Of course, during those years, sailors used to like their wine, so that was part of, you know, their way of saying we would have a good time. And I believe, why not after all those big, heavy voyages? So, artifacts from Fort Amsterdam, a little bit of the history of St. Martin right here at the St. Martin's Museum. There's a lot of things that you can see over here at the St. Martin Museum, and quite some interesting things. And I find the guns, these guns that here on display with the huge sword. The goose, the change from the goose to the iron made from gas. And as you can see, a whole lot of quite interesting and historical utensils and tools from around the house from 1920 to 1950. I'm particularly interested in this one here, which is the ice cream maker. I'm sure I've seen this somewhere before, but that's what so many years ago. The ice cream maker, I guess you would put all your ice and your cream and everything in there and roll it and turn it hard and squash it, and you will make your ice cream. And the stove, of course, this is the outside house indoor kitchen to prevent fires. People would set up stoves like this back in the days, and if you had one like this, you were good because you would be off from the coal keel and you would be burning your gasoline stove. And of course, speaking of the coal keel, we have some information too on that. Our friend Jimmy Carter took us down memory lane about how to prepare a coal keel. How do we get coal keel? You remember coal was very important for us for cooking. There was outside cooking, so back in the days, people used to depend a lot of coal, and you can also make your own coal keel in the back of the yard. I remember my folks having a coal keel in the back of the yard. But here's Jimmy. He passed away and left us now, but he left us with this legacy of information on the preparation of a coal keel. The Belvedere estate is rich with history. You can still see some of the remnants from back in the days gone by when they used to produce sugar over here. The remnants of this huge kind of like well, and the whole big concrete piece in the middle. The cow you could use, or maybe back in the days you used horses or donkeys. Who would, when you showed the cane in here, the donkeys had some kind of huge iron thing tied on them, and they would go all around this, and the juice would squeeze out. And here the genius, how they used to also get the juice to go from here to the other areas located somewhere at Belvedere Estate is through this pipe right here. So the juice would run up right here after it's been squeezed and smashed over here. And yeah, then you have your sugar cane, and you have your sugar that you could send off island. And sugar cane back in those days was it means that you were rich, having a plantation. Let's go over here. We're gonna meet Jimmy now, Jimmy Carty, as a matter of fact, and he knows a lot of history about the Belvedere Estate over here. As a matter of fact, we're here to talk to him in particular about the coal keel. Jimmy, good morning to you.
Good morning.
And how you doing this morning? Everything good?
Pretty reasonable.
All right. We were just we're here on television, and we want to get the folks to know a little bit more about the coal keel of St. Maarten. And I understood that from at the age of 9 years old, you've been working in the coal field in the coal keel on St. Maarten. You've been producing coal keel in St. Maarten. Tell me the story how that goes.
Not 9 years in St. Maarten.
No.
I started working on coal keel about 9 years.
From 9 years old?
That about in Anguilla, where I'm from.
Okay.
Had an old man lived next to me. He used to do it.
Okay.
And he told me if I could give him a hand, he'll give me a little something when he reap the coal.
All right. So how you make coal?
So,
how do you make the coal?
Well, okay, you get the wood.
This one here looks like Kusha wood.
Not Kusha.
Yeah. Is this the best wood, or this is
that one the best? That one the best in the world.
Okay. Is there a particular type of wood you can also use, or
something wood you can use?
You can use kinip wood, or
look at it right here.
All right. And you could use the cherry,
tamon,
pomseret,
and different names of other trees.
Okay.
All those kinds of trees there.
Any particular reason why those particular trees itself?
Too light.
It's light?
Too light.
Okay. But
when it's born,
yeah.
The wind just.
And the Kusha.
Oh no, she don't want to move.
She's not out. So this is good wood right here.
Good wood.
And the tamarind tree, the kinep is also good wood, so it would burn longer.
After you're done, burn it.
Now we see somebody over there, one of your helpers, they're busy picking up some of the coal. It burned off already. But we wanted for you to go into the story on how do you prepare it after collecting the wood. And because my days, I remember maybe throwing some dirt or something like that catching it afire. So tell me, run me through that story there, how we prepare a coal keel.
Okay, when we get the wood, we go where we get the wood, stimulate the wood.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact. Okay, I brings it here, dump it in the yard.
Okay.
Then I clean up this spot right here.
Okay.
Let it clean down to basement.
Clean?
Clean.
Just take off everything?
Take off everything from there, right in the back.
Okay, and then what's next?
And then I bring in the wood from in the yard, and I rest it on top of that. Wrong and wrong, like you see that wrong there.
Yeah, so like you see the wrong right here, folks?
Wrong.
So you build a big, huge wood pile.
I put the wood on top of that.
Yeah.
Then everything is finished with my wood, I come in, right, I rip out the rakes in the middle.
Yeah.
I go in there and I make one bun, and I put the stand up.
One bun? What's a bun?
A bun of wood.
A bun of wood, okay.
A faggot of wood.
Okay.
A little coil of wood.
Yeah.
You see what I want to call it? And you put it right in the middle there.
Yeah.
And then you take those and you start appreciating them along.
Let me see. Something like this. How you doing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Something like that. So you just build everything up like
everything like that.
Okay.
Wrong and wrong.
Yeah.
And according as you come up more, you get more length.
Yeah.
So the longer ones.
Okay.
Come to meet.
All right.
Okay. After that is the woods are all finished, organized.
Yeah.
Then you get the trash.
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 Like dirt and grass or
grass.
Yeah.
Grass first.
Okay.
Get your grass or you get your bush, and you cover it down.
Any reason why you put grass first, or?
Oh, if you don't put the grass in, so the dirt don't go inside the wood.
Yeah.
So the fire wouldn't catch.
Okay, so you need the grass to catch the fire a little bit.
You need the grass to keep the wood from going out.
Okay.
So when you put on the wood, and you put on the grass, then you take back the same dirt while putting that ring. Like you see here on the heap up there.
Yeah.
That all over there.
Yes.
I take that same dirt and I put it back on the grass.
Put it back on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I get to the top, and for in case of rain.
Yeah.
Heavy rain.
Yeah.
I put about 3-4 sheets of zinc up there.
Okay.
And cover it down with grass too.
Okay.
Then you throw the dirt on it.
Yeah.
Then leave a little spot right in the middle.
Yeah.
A little cup.
Yeah, like a little
right in the middle.
A little hole or something like that, so you could get some air.
You light it there.
Yeah.
You light it on top of
Okay.
There. And then when you're done, you close that in.
Okay.
Then you get vent holes.
Vent who?
Vent holes.
Vent holes.
You go along it.
Yeah. Oh.
And you open.
Okay. So you ventilation holes.
Yeah.
All right.
So
okay. Good.
The wind will go in.
Yeah. So a little bit of air, good for her, so she could just
keep
burn.
burning.
Yeah.
Keep burning.
Okay.
And you don't make it too fast. You don't make it too slow.
Okay.
If you go too fast,
yeah,
it can burn away.
Okay.
And if you go too slow, thing I want to burn.
Okay.
So you gotta give a moderate smoke.
How do you do that? How do you calculate that?
Just the kind of the amount of breeze.
Okay.
If the breeze high, you don't make the hole too big.
Okay.
But if the breeze into you make a good solid hole.
Okay.
That good little smoke will come out too.
All right. Okay.
And after you get that properly organized, now you gotta watch it.
You watch it for how many days?
That can take 5 days to burn.
5 days to burn.
5 days, 5 nights.
All right, 5 days, 5 nights. It burns out.
Burns flat.
And then, how do you know when the coal is ready?
When it stops smoke, coal ready.
When it stops smoke, the coal is ready. All right. And how do you know if you have good coal then? I mean, if it's burning right.
When you reach the good coal now is when you're taking it down, you get that.
You get what you're seeing right
what
here.
you're seeing right here now.
Okay, this is the after.
Then you could tell that you got good coal.
Yeah.
Now once you close up, you can't see inside, and there's nothing to play with.
Yeah.
If you go up there, it's goodbye for you. You ain't come back.
Oh, that's it. She would burn you off.
She'll take you in one time.
Gee, okay.
One time.
All right.
No children don't have to play around this at all.
Nobody. Okay.
No children.
So this
nobody
could be dangerous.
who ain't know they said to go up there. Let me go up there and check it. Goodbye, boy.
That's it.
If
Because
nobody
you're going straight down in a fire hole.
You're going right down the furnace.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so that's one of the stories that we hear. But back in the days, how important was this coal here? When we had no electricity, we had no kerosene, we were talking gasoline. How important was this? What people would use this for?
This was the coal pot.
This was the coal pot.
The fire for the coal pot. Cook your food.
Cook your food.
People got certain little concrete things built in the house, especially.
Yeah.
Just to put up the coal pot, had to put the rocks and put the coal there and burn it right in the house.
Yeah.
Because it don't throw much sparkle.
Okay.
And things trying no smoke.
All right.
After the bunch of that, things smoking no more.
All right. All right. Thank you very much for sharing your story with us, Mr. Jimmy Carty.
Yeah.
I noticed that you're ready to send these off now to the many barbecue grills and maybe even to the many booths down there at Carnival Village, for Festival Village. You can come for them.
They can come for them.
So a big demand for that here.
Yeah.
All right.
But then it ain't Jimmy alone, you know.
Jimmy, we have other people.
It's a swarm.
A swarm of other people doing that.
What?
Oh, okay then.
But not too much here presently right now because wood is hard to get.
Okay, Jimmy.
The people from San Domingo, bring coals here.
Okay.
People from Dominica, bring coals here. People from Guyana, bring coals here.
But the best coal to get is your local coals, right? I mean,
No, but okay, all of them is local, but all these is St. Maarten itself.
This is Maarten. All right, St. Maarten Retrospect. Stay with us. Celebration continue back in the days.
But since I come, I've been doing this non-stop.
Another important part of St. Maarten history was the salt industry. Can you believe it? Back in 1848, 400,000 barrels of salt were produced in St. Maarten. We have that story from our archaeologist, Dr. J. Haviser.
Actually, our salt pans have been the subject of an international debate. In 1831, up until 1831, people could basically come and pick up some salt personally and take it home. It was a public access venue. However, in 1831, they came with a regulation law that said, nope, only you had to ask owners, and they had sold off the exploitation rights to particular owners, a particular man named Pernon, a Frenchman. However, what happened was the public got outraged and they said, no, you cannot take our salt away from us. And the court, the French government, actually brought a case because Pernon had both salt pans on French side and on Dutch side. And it went to The Hague. It actually had to require a royal decree to solve that problem and allow some limited public access for salt. So the history of our salt here is not just the history of mining salt, but it's also a history of geopolitics. When we look at the salt exploitation on this island, we know that this was the big pan. The Great Salt Pond was the big salt pans for the Dutch side. But on the French side, you had Orient Bay, you had Grand Casse, you even had Brignon. These were also salt pans that were being exploited. At some points in history, they were all owned by one company. In other points in history, they were operated and exploited by different owners. But what is also interesting, the amount of production. Between 1848 and 1850, just a 2-year period, this salt pans here at the Great Salt Pan produced over 400,000 barrels of salt. Think of that. That's almost 500,000 barrels of salt were produced from our Great Salt Pond. And it was exported and sold. Now what happened is into the 20th century, in particularly the end of the 19th century, you start getting a decline in the need for salt in the exterior. The Civil War in the U.S. cut off a lot of the selling of salt to North America. A couple of severe hurricanes set back the salt production. So it starts to decline by the early 20th century. By 1949, there is no more salt production on the south side. It actually goes on until the 1960s on the French side, and even up into the late 60s and early 70s on Anguilla. So that was basically the decline of our salt industry as salt production. But now is our opportunity to take our salt heritage and revitalize it into our new economy, which is tourism. Now we have the opportunity to take our salt pans and this Folga ruins, which is so important and so unique as a historical feature, to take these historical monuments and make them part of our tourism. We could develop the Phillipsburg Salt Walk, in which we could build catwalks that in fact allow tourists and our own students to walk across the salt pans, learn about them, understand them. And I throw in another little thing. This plan that we have for the salt walk, I really believe in it. And I think we can do this for not only the tourists, but for our own children to learn about, the next generation to learn about our salt heritage. One of the things I'd like to do along the catwalks that you walk along in the salt pond, I would love to put every 10, 15 meters or so, I would like to take the name of a specific person, a St. Maartener, who works salt here in these ponds. What I would like to do is give recognition to those unsung heroes, those invisible men and women who don't get included in history very often because they were working hard. They were at the lower ranks of the socioeconomic scale, but they were right there at the heart of the economy of this island. So I would love to put the names of St. Martiners who work salt all along our Salt Walk Heritage Trail.
And of course, here on the program this morning, we would like to pay a tribute to two persons who have made their contributions to the program here on St. Martin in Retrospect and have passed on. Those persons were Miss Helen Hart, who contributed tremendously to our program. She left us earlier this year, and also Mr. Roberto Celestino, who also left us this year. We'd like to pay a tribute to those two magnificent persons in our community and pay our respect to them and leave you with this tribute from Roberto Celestino Arundel and Miss Helen Hart.
He bled and died.
Come, let me go back to the good old days when we used to sit under the sandbox and silk cotton tree and listen to those Anansi and Jumbi story. I say, come, let me go back to the good old days when they used to pass on the story on guitars, on drums, through song, dance, chant. I say, come, let me go back to the good old days of the cold pot, the pea soup, the sweet potato, the tanya, the yam, the pigeon peas, the okra, potato pudding, boiled fish and fungi. I say, come, let me go back to the good old days when we used to hear the message and parables. My child, what wrong with you? You smelling your, or what? And who don't hear, go feel. And my grandmother say, wherever you catch your cold, you better go back, make up your bed, and lie on it. She said, I got news for you. Hungry dogs gotta eat rock on. Because the fisherman never say he fish stinks. And she warned me, you stop better picking and choosing. She said, what you have in your hand is better than 12 in the bush. And when I talk too much, she said, Mister, in this house, there is one boss because two-man crab can't live in the same hole. And she tell me about who I hanging out with. She said, be careful because when they ain't get what they want, they're going to call the kettle black. And she said, if you live in glass house, don't throw stones. She said, today for you, tomorrow for me. And believe you me, she said, you're going to never miss it until the well, you never miss the water until the well run dry. And she used to look at me and she said, Mister, you see how you're hanging your hat high? Don't do that. Because when the monkey can't reach the grapes, they say they're sour. And when people talking about you all the time, don't forget to play dead to see what kind of funeral you're going to get. And she said, this is only advice to you because she never went to school. But she know that linga spell dot. I say, come, let me go back to the good old days when we used to pick a chance to thief Miss John sugar apple, Bobo Kinip, teacher cashew and cherry nut, Miss Dina guava berry, Bongo hog plum, Fifi mangoes, Miss Edna pomseret, Miss Ebe so what's up, Miss Jane papaya, the Bells gooseberry, Mr. Hodge stinking toad, James bananas and fig. I say, come, let me go back to the good old days when we used to Rick, Chick, Tom and Day in a ring, London Bridge is falling down. I say, brown skin girl, stay home and mind. Row, there's a brown girl in the ring. Little Sally Michael Rowe, the butter show. You know that man from Columbia? Come, I say, come, let me go back to the good old days when we used to, and Elton was there, when we used to spin top, pitch marble, troquet, cherry nut, play rounders, jumping in the bag, wheelbarrow race, donkey race, play jacks, dolly house, police and thief, hide and seek, skip rope. I say, come, let me go back to the good old days when we used to have the church closed. And we had to go church regardless to the time that we reach home. And if we don't shop in church, people like Miss Butter, Miss Dina, Miss Rochester, Miss Mildred, Miss Hazel, Miss Bellon, Teclo Bell, Miss Lally, Camille Bailey, Mom Milton Peters will meet you on the road and talk to you for hours about why you don't come church and how you're doing in school and you better behave yourself. I say, come, let me go back to the good old days when we used to have the old days of jollification, where everybody used to come together and we cook up a storm. I was a big cook. Drinks for so, work for so, partying from morning, noon, and night while working. And nobody thinking about money. I say, come, Come, let me go back to the good old days when we used to believe in things. If your eyes jumping, you're bound to hear bad news. If your ears ringing, somebody talking about you. If your left hand itching, you're going to get money. And if your right hand itching you, you better start giving out money. If you want somebody to leave your house, turn the broom upside down and sprinkle some salt on it. They're going to leave right away. If you're sweeping at night, don't sweep the dust outside. You will get the spirit angry. And when you finish liming at night and you reach home, you better walk in backwards. Otherwise, the zombies gonna get angry too. I'll say, come, let me go back to the good old days when we used to.
Celebrating St. Martin's Day, our 64th anniversary celebration, and we meet a lot of people as we celebrate. And Miguel, want to say good afternoon to you, good day, how you doing? A happy St. Martin's Day to you, my brother.
Same many happy returns to you. Welcome to St. Martin, welcome to my home.
All right, you wanted to share a little bit of history about St. Martin itself, the time of your days growing up here on the island.
Well, yes, I will lovely like to explain to you because many folks don't realize and understand what the boardwalk has become into. And the thing about it is, many folks don't remember where St. Martin Hospital, better known as St. Rose Hospital, used to be, and the senior citizens home and the registration office, and then we go down to the fire department. So right now, I'll just point it out to you. Up where you see that big red roof over there, come all the way back down in here, used to be the hospital, St. Rose Hospital. That's where my mama that's where my mama pushed me back out, you know. And a lot of folks don't remember that. The name of it used to be St. Rose Hospital. Now, St. Rose Hospital used to go all the way out to the main street and Front Street, come all the way back down. I thought I would have grown old and sit my backside right here inside of this beautiful little place here they call the Blue Bitch Bar. Was the senior citizens home. You know, a lovely little place that I used to come and enjoy myself while I was with the old folks. Them, you come and you watch it. And then this beige building right here behind us also, all of that there used to be the registration office where your parents come and you register you, better known as what we will call the government building. Now, this is a piece of history. A lot of folks don't remember that. But that lovely red roof right next door to it used to be the fire department, you know. And that fire department got burned down in 1972.
dee da da dee da. I've had many conversations, many arguments blatantly, in which I was forced to defend the name of this country. I've encountered a handful of critics who had very little good to say, but the negative side of this country they'll highlight in the worst of ways. Still I've set out to prove that handful statistics show more good than bad. So regardless to what they might say, St. Maarten treat us like a mom and dad. I say what we need is cooperation, and everyone to help bear the cross. Come, let's plant our feet for a purpose, and try keep this island on course. So let me hear you say a warm thank you. Thank you, St. Maarten, for what you do. You help maintain me and my family, and for that we all say thanks sincerely. Well, of course things could have been better, but realize it could have been worse. So let's give praise now and be grateful, and try keep this island on course. Blow man, dee da da de, na 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 ne, na 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 ne, do 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 dee. I'm singing the truth, nothing but the truth. Da 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 dee da da dee da. This land has proven to be strong, and I've done so respectfully, by gaining worldwide recognition, and has become the home for many. Come, let us rally around the heroes and give them the push they deserve, knowing it's our cultural heritage that they tried so hard to preserve. But until biasness become blind and give jackets in time, we won't achieve more worldwide acclaim in culture, politics, and sporting games. Let's entwine our forces as one. A nation is strong as its weakest link. So as the tide get rough on the ocean, we'll ensure we float and not sink. So let me hear you say a warm thank you, and give credit where it is due to a land so loving and free, so bountiful with natural beauty. St. Maarten, you could have been better, but you could have been worse too. So I'll take this opportunity and pledge my allegiance to you. Blow man, do da da de, dan 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 de, dan 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 do, do 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 do. As a nation like any other, of course the bad will exist, but let us seek prevention and not cure for the wrongs that might persist. Things like incest, child molestation, drug abuse, alcohol consumption, these are forces of destruction that will destroy a growing nation. And let us not rob Peter to pay Paul, but contribute no matter how small. Cast not your eyes on what belongs to Caesar. Let's endeavor to do better. And let's not tarnish our achievements or be fragmented for the glitter of gold. Let's bond ourselves together and try and regain control. So let me hear you say a warm thank you. Thank you, St. Maarten, for what you do. You help maintain me and my family, and for that we all say thanks sincerely. Well, of course things could have been better, but realize it could have been worse. So let's bond ourselves together and try keep this island on course. So let me hear you say a warm thank you, coming from you and you and you. If you honestly love this land, let me see you proudly raise up your hand. St. Maarten could have been much better, but realize it could have been worse. So let's bond ourselves together and try keep this island on course. No man, na 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 ne, na 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 ne, do 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 do.
Safe Cargo Services is St. Martin's leading cargo handler. With years of experience in the cargo business, Safe Cargo's excellent reputation for efficiency and reliability has earned them the top spot for being the best in the cargo industry. For all your air and ocean freights, contact Safe Cargo Services. Ground Dove Road 1, Point Blanche, or at the Airport Cargo Building. Call 545-2952 or 542-3506, or email us at info@safe.sx. Safe Cargo, your friend in the cargo business.
Vanessa, what you saying? What happening?
Yeah, Uncle Ray, it's the SXM Day food sale, strictly local.
You're joking, right?
No, it's happening on November 11 on the Ecam Richardson Street, number 3 in the back of Afu Supermarket.
What they'll be having? What do we having on this sale, girl?
Big Johnny cakes, satay sticks, bush tea.
I even hear they got saltfish, egg platter, bush tea, coffee, bami, roti, fried fish.
Yeah, Uncle Ray, and lunch from 11 to 4 p.m. Tickets on sale. Call 5244447 or 520-8169.
It's a St. Martin's Day food sale.
Strictly local.
Wave your hand with your chicken leg. Wave your hand with your Johnny cake. Wave your hand with your chicken leg. Wave your hand with your
Let me see, check my watch. Woo, it's moving up to the 12 o'clock hour, which means, hey, hungry time. And of course, during any kind of celebration, and especially here in St. Martin, we always like to talk about food, F-O-O-D-S, foods. And we have plenty foods to show you here from the number of restaurants. And you know how we go, we are an international island with all kinds of international cuisine. But one of our favorite here, especially from the Caribbean, is our seafood. One of the restaurants over here at the fish market is Jack Fish Restaurant. Now, Jack Fish Restaurant is celebrating 10 years here at the fish market, and it's owned and operated by none other than Mr. Johnny B. Johnny B. Now, Johnny B is famous for his local and Creole cooking, internationally known all over the world. Tourists who come here always talk about Johnny's ribs and Johnny's chicken. He got the name from doing his barbecue underneath the Kinep tree right there in Cold Bay. But his cooking started many years ago at one of the top resorts here on the island of St. Martin. That's Oyster Bay Beach Resort. And he also had his cooking show on television. Celebrating 10 years here at the fish market, presenting all kinds of delicious dishes for the palate. And Johnny, happy St. Martin's Day to you.
Happy St. Martin's Day to you. First, I must say, this fish was donated by Bernard Hawley, the fisherman right there. He donated these 2 fish. And I want to give Bernard a congratulations!
Hey!
And now I present this. This is the fish and fungi with the vegetables on the side of it. And we have potato, pumpkin, banana, and we have dasheen.
Well, this is a meal for a giant, and this is a meal exactly for St. Martin's Day.
St. Martin's Day special. And we go to the other fish.
Wait, don't go so far, because I want the folks to know what is fungi. It's our local dish here, but we want to know what is fungi.
A fungi is cornmeal. The good old days when mommy get over the stove with the stick and turn up that cornmeal and send you off to school or to church or wherever the function are, you got to go with a cornmeal.
And meal, and we have the provisions that we grow here island locally.
Local, everything is St. Martin Day, and we going local.
All right, and we don't only go local over here, we go also international, because you have all kinds of stew goat, oxtail, and chicken and conchs you could get here at the Jack Fish restaurant, owned here by Johnny B. And then we have over here, Johnny, what we have over here? We have your fried fish.
Yes, this is fried fish, rice and beans, pasta salad, green salad, and the fried plantain. Don't forget your fried plantain.
You must have your fried plantain when you're putting in your peas and rice and you're cooking here on the island. We'll have plenty of plantain. Nice, beautiful dishes. This is what you could get here by Johnny B's at the fish market. So if you're driving around and you're looking for a nice place to come and have some local food, right here at Johnny B's. Now, we will take a look at the picture because this is Johnny B. Meet Johnny Bridgewaters of St. Martin. And he's got many of compliments over there. You can see on the wall, Johnny got many of plaques for best.
Three in a row that I retired from it. I said, give it to somebody else.
Johnny funny. Johnny, thank you very much. Oh, wait a minute. You'd like to say Happy St. Martin's Day to you first? Sorry, anything else you'd like to tell the folks?
I would like everybody to patronate and then come on over. We are at the marketplace to get all local food. And don't forget, Bernard have fresh fish every day of the week. Bernard fish.
Bernard fish. Bernard also have lobster. Huh. All right. So, of course, let me get closer to this one here, because when you finish, eat your fish and eat all your big heavy food, you must have your cake. They say you can't have your cake and eat it, but I will have this cake. This is a cake made by Genius from the Cake House.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good morning. This is, yeah, let me wish each and every one a happy St. Martin Day.
All right, Genius, thank you very much for this nice, beautiful cake that you did here for us, St. Martin in Retrospect.
Well, I think this is the second or the third year I've been doing it for you on your program, and I'm doing it with pleasure. This is something that I love doing. I started doing this some 28 years ago in New York. I started to learn to make the cakes, and it's something that I like doing. And it's a pleasure doing it here for you on St. Martin Day. As you can see, I have your logo on top of the cake.
All right, so that's our logo, looking beautiful, looking nice, St. Martin in Retrospect. Thank you very much, Genius. Some of us, sometimes when we're going to eat, right, we don't want the rice and the potato and that whole works. What we want is just a Johnny cake. And we call this one, this golden piece of bread here, the Johnny cake. Now, the Johnny cake comes from a word, journey cake, and you know, where the folks used to make these early in the morning. The wives used to make it for the husbands, and this would be the husband's lunch as he go on his journey to work. So we call this the journey cake, but later on it went to the Johnny cake. And we love this here in St. Martin, and people who visit us really love the Johnny cake. Yeah, the Mighty Cat, the late Mighty Cat, made it official, and he said, our national dish is Johnny cake. Johnny cake and fish. Okay. Hello, I see we have some visitors from out of town. Tell us, where are you from?
We are from Denmark.
You are from Denmark. I know Denmark. And your name is?
My name is Pia.
Pia. And this is?
This is Jens.
Jens. How are you?
We are doing well.
Er du godt?
Ja, jeg har det godt.
Jeg elsker dig.
Jeg elsker også dig.
Jeg elsker mig. Well, that's a little bit of Danish, and that's all I know. I want to welcome you to St. Martin. You come from so far. How did you hear about St. Martin, really, and what do you think about St. Martin?
Well, we heard from it from my friend Anne, whom you know.
Yes.
Yes, and we like it so far.
You like St. Martin?
We like St.
This is your first time?
Yes, it's our first time, but not the...
It's not going to be the last time?
No.
All right. You arrived on the island yesterday, day before yesterday. When did you arrive?
We arrived Friday.
Friday, and you went straight to a party.
Yes, we do. Yes, yeah.
The 50th birthday of my good friend Moira Marcel.
Yes, that's right.
And then today, here, and you've seen a big, huge cultural event from St. Martin.
Yes.
What's the impression do you get of this beautiful island?
It's very nice. Yeah, we love it here.
All right. I hope you tell all your friends when you go back about St. Martin so they would come and visit us again. Jens, what's that do there, boy? Er du fin?
Jeg har det fint. Ja, tak.
Okay. What would you like to say to the friends and thing back home watching right now on the internet? And in Vada and Ispia and any special friends you like to say hello to because perhaps they're watching?
I don't know if any friends in Denmark is watching, but I recommend them to come here. It's a beautiful place, beautiful, friendly.
Like Copenhagen?
Yeah. The traffic is, but it's a beautiful place.
Okay. We thank you for coming and enjoy your stay here on the beautiful island of St. Martin.
I do si poti boke Kona kama tikisa I mami boti boke sa Kona kama bisayera Avoka bae balagame Avoka bae balagame I do si poti boke wa Kona kama tikipanya Mami boti boke sa Kona kama bisayera Avoka bae balagame Avo babai balagame Welele Welela Welele Makante Mazoye Mawaye Majore Ay mami poti bonke
Well, folks, that's all the time we have for St. Martin in Retrospect here for today, November 11, 2023. We sure hope you enjoyed our program as we enjoyed bringing it to you here this morning, November 11th, here on the 64th anniversary of St. Martin's. So we'd like to thank, of course, our sponsor, Safe Cargo, and, of course, St. Martin Telecommunication Company, TV15, for all your contribution and all your assistance in making this program possible. And of course, to Mr. Ray Simmons, photographer, our director, or production manager for the program here. Until next year, we say thank you for joining us and do enjoy St. Martin's Day.
Si poti boke tende Kosna kama bisayera Ay mami boti boke sa Kosna kama dilipanya Voba bai balagame Avoba bai balagame Ay mami boti boke wa Kosna kama bisayera Mamo boti boke wa Kosna kama dilipanya Voba bai balagame Bye balagame Welele Welele